Hi everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming, and today I'm taking a look at Star Trek Bridge Crew. Make sure to like the video and hit subscribe, as we really appreciate all the feedback and we need your support to keep growing the channel. So the reason that I'm reviewing this is that me and Tom picked it up. I've played quite a lot in single player. It's been out since May 2017 and I've played a good bit of it. But me and Tom picked it up and started playing together in co-op, and we've had a lot of fun with this. We've had some really funny moments. We've had some success, and we've also had some horrendous failures. Let's not mention the Borg. They are definitely our nemesis. So, Star Trek Bridge Crew, it's playable in both VR and non-VR, and it immerses you in the Star Trek universe. You get to play in co-op, form a crew of up to 4 players, and serve in the roles of captain, helm, tactical, or engineer. You get to make strategic decisions and coordinate actions with your crew. Let's start by basically stating how much I love Star Trek. I love the original series. I love the films with Captain Kirk. I watched, I think, most of the Next Generation, a lot of Voyager. I have sort of tailed off with Star Trek in recent years, as it's not really Star Trek anymore, but let's not go there. I'm a huge fan of the soundtracks. They're probably my favorite movie soundtracks of all time, and I listen to them constantly. When I'm working, when I'm relaxing, I just really, really love them. So unfortunately, having such a passion for a subject matter can lead you to be quite critical when others take on it. When I first heard of the game, I found out it was originally totally in VR, which meant I couldn't play on release. I have since played it in VR when I owned an Oculus. That's another story. Motion sickness, stuff like that led me to return Oculus, but I have actually played it in Bridge Crew and really, really enjoyed that aspect. But I do think it was a baffling idea at launch that they only released it in VR. I think it really did kill the game, as no matter what you say, VR is still very niche and in its infancy. However, a few patches later, and the game was released with full controller support for non-VR systems, and I did decide to dive in. So the game has a really simple setup. You take control of one of 4 positions on the bridge of a starship: captain, helm, tactical, and engineer. There is also the operations if you play the DLC for Next Generation. Each has a specific set of duties that can be carried out at their station, which enables the running of the starship. This is all controlled and coordinated by the captain, who primarily takes care of mission objectives and setting the course of the ship, and giving out orders to the rest of the crew. What really makes this immersive is the fact that to make things happen, you need to communicate with the other positions on your ship by voice. Best crews in this instance are the ones that roleplay their positions and listen to the captain's orders. This is a situation where success is often achieved. Now, I've been playing with Tom, and Tom can be a pain in the ass, so we've got a civilian ship that warps in, he just opens fire on it. Yeah, and it's pretty funny, we have some funny moments, but if you really want to succeed, you do have to roleplay with a solid crew. So it's really good to have a laugh along the way, but effectively to beat some of the tougher missions, you do need to adhere to the hierarchy of control. The main issue here is if you play online, your crew could possibly can't even speak today. Your crew could possibly be a bunch of squeaky 10-year-olds. And while I'm sure some of them are nice, the game loses its immersion and fun factor in this instance. One of the best co-op moments I had, however, was when hilarity ensued. We decided to go with the original Enterprise as our ship. This is somewhat of a challenge, as literally none of the buttons are labelled and you just have the controls from the original TV show in front of you. This made for some really funny interactions, like accidentally hitting warp speed as we were hailed by Starfleet. The crew I had at the time were not taking it too seriously, and we ended up having a really good laugh, mainly at the expense of the mission. Moments like this is why co-op gaming is capable of producing the best experiences. It's a shame that most crews do not have the dynamic, and you'll end up with people who won't talk, or people who just want to ruin the experience for others. The missions themselves are actually very fun and also quite quick to complete, meaning you and your crew can tackle multiple scenarios together. There's a number of set campaign missions and then a set of ongoing voyages that are random encounters with different objectives to complete. These are really, really fun and keep you on your toes. They change all the time. You can play with the Aegis, the original Enterprise, and the DLC crew, which is really, really great. So it's actually really well done, and it does allow for a lot of longevity in the gameplay. Graphics, however, are a mixed bag. They're bright and vibrant, but really in the style of the new Star Trek films, and they have some blocky and awkward moments. However, we also have to bear in mind that this was designed for the limitations of VR. The sounds are good, but the authentic score is not present, which is a huge miss, and I feel like that really does damage the game. As a result, the game feels a little flat when you're in menus and waiting in the game lobbies. It just does not have that Star Trek feel for me. I will say, however, the bridge models are excellent, and there is the ability to play on the Aegis, the original Enterprise, and the TNG bridge in DLC. The game used to include voice commands when you were playing in single player, but I have to highlight strongly that these have been removed by Ubisoft, which I feel is a huge miss for single player and removes a huge amount of immersion. The voice commands in the game were actually brilliant and they worked extremely well, and they allowed single player to flourish. I would implore Ubisoft to bring those back, and if we can get some players back into the game, you never know what could happen. So I've enjoyed playing the game single player. At times it's a lot of fun and it does help to scratch that Star Trek itch. However, I just feel that there was a massive missed potential with the game, and it really could have had a fully acted story with a campaign based in the Star Trek universe. What a game that would be. Probably my dream game. Instead, the game is very focused on what it does and is nothing more than that. When all the elements come together, there are some great moments to be had while playing this game. So in conclusion, I really do enjoy the game, and it's one that is brilliant to jump into and start enjoying missions, especially if you have someone else to play with or even a team of you. However, at this time, most of the servers are totally empty and finding a crew can be very difficult. This really sinks the game in the long term. However, if anyone wants to play, I'm going to leave an LT gaming thread in the Steam forum. You can add me there on Steam and we can get a crew together and maybe rekindle some great Star Trek moments. So overall, guys, it is a very enjoyable game if you can find like-minded people to play with, and I think that really is key. So yeah, if it's something you think you would enjoy, you can pick it up very cheap these days and definitely enjoy the Star Trek experience. So I've been Luke from LT Gaming. It would be absolutely brilliant if you would like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.